Rahman Rahim. I am Dr. Sayyid Raza Mohiuddin, member of the visiting faculty, Times Institute, Multan. And today is the 13th lecture, 14th lecture on healthcare systems and healthcare policy and planning, and this also includes the field visits, which may also be the part of the health promotion and health indicators. So this can be applied into both the subjects. So starting with the applied health systems analysis, we see what are the basic questions in health system. You have learned the definition of health system. You have seen the functions. You have seen the components. You have seen the other different conceptual frameworks. And now, what are the basic questions in health system? These are what are the health needs of the people? What is the coverage of health interventions? And how can we use resources and cost effectively? And how can we control environmental factors? And all this without research, the answering of these questions is unthinkable. You have to just watch all these in the public, and you have to do a research for it. The health problems include the health problems, then there are health services problems, and then are the other health related problems. So a health research is needed to solve these problems, all the three. And health system research is a systematic collection, analysis, and interpretation of health and health related data to answer a certain question or to solve a problem. The characteristics of our health research, this demands clear statement of the problem, requires clear objectives and methods, builds on existing data, and involves systematic process and have clear vision of outcome. So these are the characteristics of health research. Because we are studying the data collection and the field trips, so before that we must know why to collect the data, that is for the research, and how to collect this, that is the field trip, so we will come on that. Then the purposes of health research is, if one is the basic research, which is to generate new knowledge and technology. The second is applied research, that is to facilitate prioritizing, designing, and evaluation of intervention. That's our topic. And then is the science progress by falsification rather than verification. Then the research can be a quantitative research and a qualitative research. The quantitative research is this tries to quantify things in terms of numbers. So this has explanatory purpose. The qualitative research, this tries to describe things in terms of context. This has exploratory purpose. Now there are four major study designs: cross-sectional, case control, cohort, and experimental. Already got in the first semester. And the selection of study design depends on the objective of a study. See what are the populations for the health research. So there is a target population, the population to whom the result would be applied. Then there is a source population, the population from whom study objects would be obtained. Then is a sampling frame, the list of potential from which the sample is drawn. And then is the sample, the subjects who are selected. And then the study objects are the actual participants of the study. Then the question of sample size is for the estimating single mean, for estimating single proportion, for estimating difference between two means, for estimating difference between two proportions and for finite population correction. So then there are the sampling techniques is the probability sampling, then is the non-probability sampling, and now uh, the topic that is the data collection. We have to see what are the types of data. The one is the primary data. The data one has collected oneself, this is better understood by the researcher, usually contains few variables. So this is the data already available. Then is the secondary data, is the data that has already been collected by somebody else, not when understood by the researcher, and very large number of variables. Then is the data collection. There are two broad categories of data collection: quantitative data collection and qualitative data collection. The quantitative data collection techniques are interview administered questionnaire, self administered questionnaire, direct measurement, and review of the record. These are the quantitative methods of data collection. Then is the qualitative data collection. The techniques are key informant interview, in depth interview, focus group discussions, and then there are the direct and participant observations. For this data collection and other things, there are the field trips. So, what is a field trip? Field trip is an educational procedure by which the learners obtain first-hand information by observing places, objects, phenomena, and processes in their natural setting. Then the purpose is to first the research and health services and collection of data, and then is to the other purposes can be provide real life situations, the first hand information, that is the data collection as well, and then is to supplement classroom instructions. What you have learned in the classroom you see yourself, and then to serve as a preview of a lesson and gather instruction material, and to verify previous information discussion and conclude individual experience. Their other purpose can be to create situational teaching for cultivating observation, keenness, and discovery, and then is to serve as a means to develop positive attitudes, values, and specific skills. Then, what are the guidelines for using field trips or field visits as a teaching methodology? The field trip must be planned to meet specific educational objectives rather than merely a picnic, activity. Whenever you go to a field visit, there can be a natural scene as well, but the main purpose is it must be planned as to meet with the requirements. Then is planned field trip with a specific checklist: permission, transport, booking, boarding, parent notification, safety, and emergency arrangements. Then one has to plan a schedule and route plan for the field trip and field visit, identify leaders and sub leaders, and then assign responsibilities to individuals and make them understand their role. And then one has to have the list of all the people, contact number, people to be contacted in case of emergency and for other purposes and the special needs. And then one has to submit the report and analyze the field visit for analysis. And there are certain points to be considered before a field trip, and that is to develop a plan for the field trip, what is to be learned, what is to be done, what data has to be collected, and what method you will apply for that. And then you have to identify potentials and look for the places that match your what the samples are available, and these places can be under the control of the legislative jurisdiction, and there must be a contact with the administrative authority. For all that, you have to take the approval of the concerned authority, and one has to ask for the date and the place both, and the transport for that visit must be satisfactory. There must not be any any hurdle on that. The writing material, computers, cameras, whatever is required, you must have the material with them as per planning. And these tips are, I will told you, they've got certain advantages. That is the whatever you see there, whatever it is, the collecting the data from the field is better than the data available. You get the actual position, and this you it helps the learner to learn quickly, and the it provides an opportunity to for the solving the problems and interaction with the group in a natural setting. And, then, but there is a disturbance. This is expensive. You have to spend money on that for the data collection when you go. There's the petrol charges, movement charges, etc., etc. Then one has to take the security measures along with them. Sometimes you have to wear various area where there are certain problems. So all this was about the data collection and field visits. Thank you very much.